final.
The morning steam, it's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. Know how we do it.
From the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas, this is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Saturday, August 15th. We've got a great day ahead of us here on the new Sports Money Network, including our coverage today of UFC 330 right here live, companion stream coverage of two big main events tonight from Philadelphia, including the welterweight bout between Islam Makhachev and Ian Machado Gary. Also, women's strawweight championship today. Two big main events, Robertson and Dern. And the coverage gets underway here, close to 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific Time, with UFC live companion stream coverage with the guys here on the new Sports Money Network. Now, I won't be along with them, so if you want to get my plays for today, going to have to go over to winnable.com/Ramon and be a subscriber, because you're not going to see me live there. So if you want to get my plays for UFC, head on over to winnable.com/Ramon and sign up for my premium picks over there. And I've got 6 plays on this card with my sports money premiums here. So check it out over at winnable.com/Ramon. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off the premium picks. You also get more picks from me. Hey, my baseball has really been hot over the last couple of days. I don't think we've had a loser here in a couple of days with the baseball picks. So you'll get more than just that, especially today. Baseball, NFL, and also WNBA. So check me out there over at winnable.com. Great to see everyone coming in here into the chat today. We get ready for the big sports betting day, including more NFL action here. When will the scoring start? We've gone 8-1 to the under so far in 9 games here. One of them did finally go over yesterday. Maybe we'll get some overs today. But don't forget, check out the guys there. And you can get my picks over there as well at winnable.com. At the end of this show, I'll give away, as long as I remember, I'll give away a 1-month subscription of the plays over there. So maybe you can win them that way if you want to check it out, if you want my picks over there. So should be a great card today. And make sure you're with the guys. I'll be there watching, so make sure you are too here at the new Sports Money Network, the 17,000 subscriber powerhouse. Okay, and we'll do that drawing. All you got to do to be in the drawing is like the folks so far that have commented and said hello in the chat. Let's say hello to the folks here as we get ready to go with our sports betting day, including Stop Geo here today. Nuke is ready to roll. Cascade, he's in the chat. Twisted here as well. And Bobby Mack is here. He's ready to go with a big day. And we got some soccer action going on here today. I know over in the main card here, Major League Soccer tonight. I'll try to have a few plays, I think, there. Also a couple of Liga games here today. We're starting to get rolling with the soccer back here a little bit. And before you know it, we'll be totally going here as a good Saturday of action. But yeah, there is some championship action as well. So, all right. Nuke's birthday today, everybody. Make sure you're wishing Nuke a birthday. Oh, boy. We won't ask him how many, but that's okay. Blake here. Let's see. Yep, happy birthday to Nuke, everybody. And he's celebrated it with the win plus the points there. Nick Handy's joining us in the chat. And awesome to have Nuke here on his birthday. Even Stephen Waring's got to chime in to say congratulations to Nuke. And the Blue Bombers got it done. Nuke's pick right here. He laid the points, and they did it. The Bombers smashed last night over a lowly Ottawa there. And Gerardo's here this morning. Even Gerardo's here this morning. Hey everyone, like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube. Flea Math is stopping by, ready to go as well. Trevor Davis is there. Trevor, took care of you there for a couple of months. Thank you so much for everything and your support. And let's see here. Let's get ready to go, huh? Let's talk a little sports and sports betting today. You know we're leading off with the National Football League today. I do want to recap here real quick because we had a pretty good day here on the show. Lots of winners here yesterday on the show. I was happy there. I had a premium pick with the Cardinals and the Cubs under and the 3-0 win there yesterday. I had the under as a premium pick there yesterday, so hopefully you're riding. The premium picks were really strong once again, so hopefully you're riding with me a little bit at least in there. Clay Holmes allowed 1 hit in 6 2/3 innings, and Suzuki had the big 3-run home run. That's all we needed to get the that's all the Cubs needed. I liked the Cardinals yesterday on the show here, but the premium pick was on the under. Also, had a morning steam winner here with the Cincinnati Reds. They were able to get it done, although the Marlins 1-0 behind Burns. What a pitcher's duel. Suarez, RBI double for the only run. The Marlins were shut out for the 7th time this season. Hey, hopefully you're checking out my Cover the Spread video. I had the under in that one as we swept the board with the Cover the Spread video yesterday as far as the Big Three were concerned. So make sure you're checking out that video. I've had, I believe, a few sweeps in a row of the Big Three there. So make sure you're subscribed over there. Make sure you're getting that video on YouTube, my Cover the Spread show. But we swept it again there with the Big Three. I had winners all over. Nationals and the Mets, we had that one as well, under on the morning steam yesterday with the Mets there in a 4-1 victory over the Nationals. Also, morning steam winner yesterday on Arizona on the run line. We took them on the run line, laid a little juice, but didn't matter. They won the game outright, 2-0 there yesterday. One game we didn't win, I know that, was the Dodgers beat the Brewers. We were on the Brewers here, but we had the under and the Cover the Spread video. We found a way to win every game somehow. Make enough bets on them, you're going to win them all, right? Giants and the Rockies, another premium winner for me over on the Win Club, as we had the under in that one, as the Rockies did get the win, 5-2. It stayed under yesterday. Also, morning steam winner here with the White Sox, first 5 over the Tigers. Yeah, they got it done there. Also had a winner over the Cover the Spread video, took the White Sox overall there. Also, we had a winner yesterday with the Blue Jays, first 5 here as well in that game against the Yankees. Also had the Blue Jays over there on the Cover the Spread video as part of that Big Three winner. Orioles were a winner yesterday here on the morning steam as well, 6-5. A couple we did not win. I know that was Seattle and Houston, as it was Seattle there and Houston. Didn't quite win them all there yesterday, but that's all right. We'll get back at them. Houston won 10-7. They crushed them there yesterday. Also, Royals over the Angels, 7-6. Should have known, man. The Royals are owning the Angels there. We might have whipped on that one. Had a premium winner, though. Rangers and Athletics over. Of course, why wouldn't it go over again? Remember, I said, how come it's 9.5 in an Oakland game? It went over 8-3. There also did not have a winner, Red Sox and Pirates yesterday, but it was Pirates getting one over on the struggling Red Sox here. Hard to say that. And the Padres beat the Guardians. I didn't see that one coming, so maybe the Padres do have the upper hand against a team like the Guardians here right now. So, all right, WNBA, we did have the winner there with Dallas and Indiana under yesterday. Seemed like a pretty easy winner there, actually. And also over in the NFL, yesterday. Not as thrilling, but we did have the Buccaneers there against the Jets for a morning steam winner, and we had the Broncos laying it on the road. So we went 2-1 there yesterday in the NFL. Let's get going here and talk a little NFL football here today, shall we? And we got 7 games to look at, so try to touch on them here a little bit and who's going to be in and out today. Let's kind of get to it here and see what we got with the matchups here. Okay, let's get it rolling here. All right, here we go.
Final.
Oh, hold on a second here. Just trying to get things in place here a little bit. Okay, I think we're about ready to take a peek at this here. Where's my are we on? Are we on the air? And hey, Bar is here. Oh, hello, Bar. Nice to see you in there. And AJ's here today as well. All right, let's go. And we got to get to it here and take a look at these matchups here for Saturday in the National Football League. Okay, here we go. I think I'm trying to make sure I got the right graphics up here. All right. There we go. I know I'd find it eventually there. All right, the Panthers are starting our morning off here by taking on the Bills in this one. You've got the Bills here favored by 3, and the total here, 39. Again, I'm someone who likes to look at the overall tendencies of how teams fare in the preseason. You know, in preseason, you have some of the most distinctive trend patterns because some teams just take it a little more seriously than others or have different philosophies regarding the preseason. I think more likely here, but you really do see some pretty distinctive trends overall in the preseason. Take, for example, the Panthers and the Bills. The Panthers are 2-9 against the spread in their last 11 preseason games off of a win. They did win last week. Don't forget they were in the Hall of Fame game, beat the Cards there, and they also entered this preseason on a 1-8 straight up skid in the preseason, and also 1-8 against the spread. So not great as far as the Panthers are concerned. They really do have some issues here in the preseason, going up here against a Buffalo team that I don't know if their trends are that distinctive on the side, but they are 14-5-1 to the over in the preseason here. Last 20 also 13-3 to the over at home. That seems a little bit tough to want to back, even though the move here has been on the over in this game. But with the 1-8 to the under so far in the preseason, it really does take some guts here to try to find your way to an over right now. But I don't know, some of them got to go over, I guess, and maybe this one, because Buffalo does have a tendency to go over. So look, you're going to get a look here at the new Highmark Stadium here for the Bills today, and look, that may provide a little bit of motivation. You wouldn't mind, winning here in front of at the new stadium. Okay, so maybe the people in the back row can't see. I don't know. I mean, uh, I wouldn't sweat it here. I mean, you got a new stadium. Who's complaining there at the new Highmark Stadium? The Bills talked about it. For $2.2 billion, probably every seat should probably be able to uh, see the game there. With so okay, so the worst seat in the house has a thing sticking out or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, uh, maybe it'll provide a little bit of motivation for the Bills though to get a win in that maybe in that stadium to get going here. And um, I don't know. I kind of want to back that over a little bit, but let's see what you guys have. It's a little bit, like I said, it feels a little bit tough in this game, but there's definitely a situation here where Carolina does not fare too well in the preseason. Maybe the Buffalo Bills can do it. Look, they're the team that's taken the move here so far and have gone up here now to -3. Uh, Overall, they were a little bit lower anyway, 1.5 or 2. So, eh, tough always to lay 3 points here, but man, maybe that is the way to go. Still, I'll go ahead and try this over, man. I'm scared, but I have a feeling this one may just get over. You've seen the move on the over, and everyone knows the games have been going under so far. So I don't know. It doesn't feel too tricky here. I'm gonna try one. I gotta try one over here. Okay, let's see what the chat says here in this one. I mean, I am Mr. Under, but come on. All right, Nuke says the Jets here, big favorites there. He's talking about that game from yesterday there, right? And the Buccaneers got it done. Here's VAR. He is going to take the under there, no problem. Bobby Mack is saying take the Bills. Kane says take him on the money line. And maybe the Bills, maybe they would like to open up this stadium with a victory here. Blake says lay it. Jim's on the over here. Nasty Nate says go ahead and take the Bills to smash them today. And Elliot says both teams likely to turn to backups and that scoring drives may be harder to come by. He'll take the under here. That's a great philosophy. I mean, that's probably the way to go. But Bills here and over for Woke is Joke. So, all right, let's see there. And so, I don't know, just have to see what you think here as far as, what the teams are going to go with philosophy-wise here, right? And what we'll see from a team like Buffalo. Look, Josh Allen, not going to expect him. Now, for the first series, you got to get Josh Allen probably out there in the new stadium, right? But mostly you're going to have Kyle Allen in there for most time, and also Shane Buechele there as well. Look for the running game here with Frank Gore. I think it might be set up for some good action here. Also, Ian Wheeler for Buffalo. Also, it's a good matchup for the Carolina running game with guys like Trevor Etienne in there, and also A.J. Dillon as well. So interesting running game there. I think those are the guys to look at here a little bit. I'm not sure that Carolina, I don't know if they can keep up here in Buffalo with this momentum today, but you got Joe Horn Jr. in there. You got Mechie. Those guys also, David Moore. These guys are likely to see a good chunk of action here today. For Buffalo, I think they'll be kind of led by Keon Coleman there, and also Skylar Bell in the receiving game. Mecole Hardman also may see some time. Shavers, though, he may be out of this one, actually. Didn't look all the way down the depth chart there, but not sure about the tight ends, though, for Carolina today and what'll happen. I'm sure it says here maybe Jatavian Sanders in there a little bit. So, all right, well, let's see what you guys have here in this one. I'll go to the chat. A little bit. All right, Allen expects to play 2 series in there, says Woke is Joke. You got to figure, right? I mean, you got a new stadium and everything. Okay, and yeah, Hubbard. I don't have Hubbard for much production in there at all. I wasn't sure that Hubbard would even see the field in this one, but um, Young, that's a lot of action there for Young, mostly because I wonder about Haynes King here in this game. Now, they talked this week, very interesting. You know, Haynes King was one of the preseason stars, obviously, last week, but I don't know how much time, is he healthy here? Now, the funny thing is, they talked about Haynes King could be a Taysom Hill type of player in the future here, at least this year for Carolina. He's too good an of an athlete, maybe not to get on the field. So Duke's going to lay it here with Buffalo. But they get a guy in there like Haynes King, who could play a hybrid role for Carolina this season. So just want to mention that in there. But this is one I am going to try and over here in this one. I'm scared, but man, my numbers say over. I don't know if I can go over in many games today, but I am going to take the over in this one. Okay. Twisted says got to take the Panthers here to get the win and spoil things there in Buffalo. Next up, the Vikings are taking on the Giants here, and the Vikings favored by 2 or so, and the total 42.5 in this one. And see what we got here with the Vikings anyway. And I thought they said Kyler Murray, might not be in there necessarily today, but we'll have to take a look and see. I might fire it up here in the background and see what we got with Kyler today. Because after that, you got J.J. McCarthy, and you've got Carson Wentz here as well. Kyler Murray is expected to start today against the Giants, so got to get him in there for a few series. Look, Minnesota can run the ball pretty good here, probably in this game against the Giants, especially you got Damon Claiborne likely in there. Look, you're probably going to have the starters in there for a series or two with maybe with Jones and Mason, but it'll be mostly Claiborne and Xavier Scott in there. For the Giants, Dart, Jamison Winston, and also Brandon Allen in there. So some good backups there for the Giants, I think, here a little bit. But, Murray named number 1 over J.J. McCarthy. Both are expected to play here in week 1 for the Vikings. I like the running game here, though, for the Giants. I don't mind it anyway. I don't know about Scatabo or Tracy. Don't worry about those guys. But Singleton, Gray, also in there. Gotta like some of these receivers, though, for the Vikings here, beyond the starters and who might not get in there too much. In fact, I thought they said Jordan Addison with that thumb injury, moving close to full participation, whether or not we'll see him in the game. But they've got Ty Felton in there, also Price in there as well. So, all right, let's see what you guys think though here in this one with the Vikings and the Giants. The way I'll preview this one is that you've got John Harbaugh on the Giants now, and we know that Harbaugh is the greatest preseason coach. I think if you look at long term and winning, he's won 75% of his preseason games, and it's not like he's 3-1. He's 48 and 16. Even I can figure that out. And that is a very strong mark. Also, he's 16 and 2 in week 1. Meanwhile, O'Connell so far as an NFL head coach just 4 and 8 in the preseason. So you got the Vikings here, a little bit of a favorite, but I don't know. I think I'd prefer to take the Giants here at home plus a couple of points, even if the Vikings are going to roll out the starters a little bit here. The Giants are 14 and 5 to the over in the preseason over the last 8 years. Also 8 and 10 to the over here at home, averaging 24.7 points per game in the last 10 games. The Giants are able to put some points up, and we'll see. That could mesh with the style that Harbaugh brings, like I said, he likes to win these games for some reason. I don't think it's a coincidence after all these years. Whew. People started to move a little bit off those trends because for 2 years he did go 1-3 in the preseason, but then last year rolled again to 3-0 before he moved over here to the Giants. Good luck to the Ravens, without Harbaugh. I'm sure he'll be fine, but it did seem kind of peculiar that you wouldn't stick with a pretty good head coach, these Harbaugh brothers. Anyway, usually when you're playing this, in the same conference and you've got kind of a high total, usually it does go under actually in those type of games. So it's still a kind of volatile matchup here because the Giants are kind of an over team for sure. But let's see what you've got here. Vikings and the Giants today. I'm probably going to take the Giants here as a dog. All right, let's see. We've got over for Cascade. Twisted's on the Giants. Elliott says, take the Vikings in this one and go over. Robert's on the Giants on the money line here. Blake is liking the Giants. And Nuke says, you got to think that this just after a while that it becomes a thing where, and it might be not so much Nuke, right? And I don't want to say, because look what the Chargers did. And John Harbaugh also is Jim Harbaugh also is kind of a guy who wins a little bit in the preseason. Maybe, just maybe, the Harbaugh brothers are a little more organized early on than these guys. I mean, these guys are obviously, their dad must be a heck of a coach because these guys have turned out to be pretty good coaches in the NFL. So I think that's part of it, Nuke, right? These guys just take it a little bit more seriously. Having a winning culture is one thing, especially if you don't have a lot of winning. Now, we know the Ravens have been winning there, but the Giants haven't to a certain degree, right? Jimmy's on the Giants here. Nuke says the Vikings aren't going to do much here this year. I think their expectations are at least high for playoff. T-Smooth says Giants team total over today. Give me the Giants. I'll take them here to cover this one against the Vikings. All right. Great job to the chat. Thank you for joining me here on the show. We've got next up, the Browns are taking on the the Chicago Bears here. Look, it's going to be a long time before they build that stadium. So we'll still be in Chicago for a little while. And you know what? 30 minutes down the road, you can still call them Chicago. I know everybody's having a hard time dealing with it, but see what you think here. This one with the Browns taking on the Bears, and the Browns are favored here on the road in Chicago, but we'll see how. Let's see what you got here in this one with the Browns taking on the Bears here. And, let's see. For the Browns, Deshaun Watson. Oh, boy, these Browns, man, what a joke here. Shador Sanders as well, Dylan Gabriel. You might even get down to Taylor Green here today for the Browns. For the Bears, we'll see about Caleb Williams, but more likely here, look, for Williams, he's been terrific in camp, by the way, says all the reports right now. Very, very good, so we'll see. But Tyson Bagent, Mr. Preseason, will be in there as well. Case Keenum, even Miller Moss might see the action here for the Bears. Doesn't sound like an awful situation necessarily, and I think the Bears can, produce some running to keep control here a little bit with guys like Roshan Johnson in there, also Britton Brown as well. But for Cleveland, I know they're going to probably try to throw to these guys. Why wouldn't you? Beyond the starters there a little bit. Now, I thought they said that Cedric Tillman might be limited here, so you're going to tug Isaiah Bond, who is kind of a regular that we'll see a little bit of extended time here today. Also, Tylan Wallace and Malachi Corley. So those aren't terrible targets to deal with here, and also into the tight end game. Now, Fannin Jr. might get in there for a little bit, but beyond that, you'll have a Joe Royer in there. Also, Cole Kmet could get run here with the Bears today, but Loveland might be limited here in his time. But man, Colston Loveland, um,
Final.
He's had a pretty nice summer, they said as well. So let's go to the chat here a little bit and see how you're forecasting this one today with the Bears and the Browns. Chicago is a team that, well, they take the preseason pretty seriously too. Chicago 10-2 against the spread in their last 4 preseasons, including 6-0 against the spread at home, 17-4 against the spread as an underdog over the last 10 years for the Chicago Bears. They're definitely an underdog here in this game. Cleveland, however, 13-2 against the spread in their last 15 games on the road, but almost all of those were exclusively as underdogs because Cleveland is 1-9 against the spread in their last 10 as a preseason favorite. So I don't know. I think that kind of outweighs that 13-2. Those are very contrasting, right? Cleveland 13-2 ATS on the road, but 1-9 ATS as a favorite. So their favorite here. The road's a little bit more difficult than home. Usually they're getting the points, and that's what made Cleveland so strong to have such that record. But right now, as Chicago, with a home and underdog combination here in the preseason, I'd probably lean that way. But let's see how you have it here with this one, and then maybe on the total. Chicago, I don't want to say another, especially with these unders, but Chicago is 18-5-1 to the over in their last 24 preseason games, and you're looking here at a pretty high total of 40 and a half here a little bit right now. So let's see what you think in this one. But I'm going to take the Bears here in the first half, and we'll see. We'll see. I think once Tyler Bagent gets in there, I want to see him go, and I think Tyler Bagent is the one that you'll see maybe carry the action here a little bit in the second quarter. So I'm going to take the Bears here in the first half in this one. Let's see what the chat says here today. Under for Twisted, under for Blake. Browns money line for Kane. Bobby Mack's on the Browns as well. Nobody's trusting the Bears here, maybe but me. Bears are nothing, though, for Nuke, and Elliott likes the Bears, so it did even out there in the end. All right. Keep it moving here on the morning steam with the Jags taking on the Saints here. Now, those first 3 games are all 1 p.m. Eastern starts, so going to be watching multiple games. Then we move into 2 games at 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 Pacific here with the Jaguars taking on the Saints in this one. And you've got the Saints here, slight favorite by 2, 35.5. Now, this one to me, it feels like maybe we could go back to the under a little bit. But let's see how we want to discuss it with these 2 teams. For the Jaguars on the road here in this one, going to be, maybe a little bit of Trevor Lawrence in there, Nick Mullins carrying the load here for most of the first half, and then Carter Bradley maybe there in the second half. For the Saints, I think their situation may be a little bit more solid, it seems like. Tyler Shuck he's been cooking in practice so far during training camp, and really picking up where he's left off. So, man, Tyler Shuck going to be a guy to look at. Spencer Rattler, though, a lot of time today. Also, Zach Wilson, probably a lot for the second half here in this one. I don't know about the run game necessarily for the Saints here. I kind of want to think that the Jaguars might have a better chance here in this game, especially with their running game a little bit. You're going to have LaQuint Allen in there. You're going to have Amir Abdullah as well here. But watch out a little bit for these Saints receivers here. Now, Olave going to be counting his money on the sideline, and also Vele, I don't know if he'll see much action here, but going to have Bryce Lance in there, and also Barry and Brown. Now, Mason Tipton, I think he does have a possible injury designation here. So, but let's see how the trends play out a little bit. Like I said, I'd rather look at the trends and the personnel a lot of times. Uh, with the philosophies of the coaches here always stands out for me. And you have a team in Jacksonville here getting points. This is one of the most solid systems in all of preseason football. Are underdogs getting between 1 and 3 points on the road. Basically meaning 3 points or under. Underdogs getting 3 points or under. A remarkable 84-43 against the spread coming into this season. That is a really strong, man. That is like 60, about 65% in there. So we'll see. Jacksonville, Liam Cohen is 0-3 against the spread so far last season, but Kellen Moore is also winless as well. So I think the Jaguars, for me, I'm going to take them plus the points here. Jacksonville has gone under in 14 of their last 20 preseason games on the road. You got to figure this one might not have too much scoring, it feels like. But maybe here, the total might be low enough for you to want to consider an over, but not the way these totals have been going so far, huh? So I don't know, Jacksonville on the road, pretty big under, and uh, let's see what you guys have here before I think I've already committed to the Jaguars. Okay, let's see here from the chat. We've got VAR's on the Bears there in that other one. Twisted says Jacksonville money line. Cash Kane says Saints on the spread. Hello to Dylon today joining us. And VAR on the Jaguars here. Blake is on the under in this one. Jimmy's on the under. And Dylon's here. Dylon, it's Nuke's birthday today. Jaguars for Elliott. And let's see, Jaguars for Bobby Mack in there. Lots of Jaguars support for sure. And do the dogs win? Do the dogs win more? There's Wine Time getting ready. Wine Time. I was watching. I know Wine Time thinks knows I'm not crazy. I was watching some 3 scrimmages last night from high school. I had 3 high school scrimmages I was watching more than that, actually. I was surprised. That was the first time I've really seen multiple cameras at scrimmages. That was a good time last night. I was so excited I kind of missed a call on a show. Let's see here. Nasty Nate says Jaguars and under. Going to tease it in there. And all right, I'm going to take the Jaguars here in this one. All right, the Rams and the Chiefs here. Boy, this would be a great regular season game, wouldn't it? Do you remember a few years ago when these two teams, remember the game 54-51? Remember it was a primetime game, and it was one of the most incredible games in history. I don't think we're going to have 105 points in this one, but if it was regular season, we might. All right, let's go with it here, though. Rams and Chiefs here and see who's in, who's out. We'll see about Stafford. Holmes ain't going to play. I wouldn't think. Maybe he is, but I actually think he was a little bit, he was dinged up. He's not going to play. What was the deal? They said a knee. Going to worry about the knee a little bit, so no Mahomes here in this one. But it'll be Justin Fields, it'll be Garrett Nussmeier, and Oladokin in there. That's not a bad combo for the Chiefs necessarily, but for the Rams, Stetson Bennett in there also. Going to have Ty Simpson as well for the second half, I'm sure. Actually, you may end up seeing Matthew Caldwell in here for the Rams a little bit, but we'll see. The trends kind of favor the Rams. I don't know about the running game here with Ronnie Rivers going. Also, Jarquez Hunter. Might be a little bit of tough sledding here, but I don't know. I think in the passing game a little bit, no Puka Nakua. I don't know how this guy. Um, Hopefully the legal problems for this guy is not so bad. I'm kind of surprised that he's even in the. Uh, he's a superstar. I don't want to make it a light of it here or anything, but Puka, I'm just surprised that he hasn't had any disciplinary action or anything like that. Could be that maybe it's not as big a deal legally. Maybe not be in trouble there, but uh, behind that, no Devontae. I wouldn't think here for too much, or Whittington. I'd be probably looking more towards Xavier Smith in here for the Rams. Also Mumpfield, who's pretty good. He's probably going to see some run. Uh, for the Chiefs, they're definitely going to try to get some of these wide receivers some time in here. Guys like Jalen Royals, who did, play a little bit there. Royals wasn't really much of a factor there for much of the season, uh, but he continues to draw targets here a little bit. Also, Cyrus Allen in there, maybe Remigio a little bit as well. So I know Noah Gray is expected to see some time here, but man, the Rams have a ton of tight ends in camp here. They already have some of the best around in Parkinson. They even said Higbee and Ferguson maybe seeing action here in this one. So I don't know if I had to look at it. Let's see what you think here with the Rams and the Chiefs here. This is another one where it's 35.5. So you might just say, hey, that seems pretty low. But like I said, the way it's going right now, it's been under City, and the Rams have covered six consecutive preseason games. You got it, like I said, another pretty organized coach, really, when you think about the Rams and Kansas City's lost six consecutive preseason games. Not that they're not organized too, but you think of their philosophy and always got to keep their starter healthy. So that has resulted in a 1-5 record for the Chiefs in those six losses. The Rams here also in that role of getting three or less, just like I said about the previous game. It's about 65%. So the Rams are 2-9 to the under in their last 11 preseason games. This one's only been going down. I mean, this one was 37, but we're dealing here now with 35.5 or so. And let's see what you think here. This feels like a situation where the Rams might be the team you want to take, but I think I'm just going to stick with the under in this one. I think this one's going to be a low scoring game here. I'm going to go under in the first half with the Rams and the Chiefs. Under first half is my official play. All right. Newt getting more birthday greetings here. And Rams for Twisted money line. Cash Cane Rams money line as well. And Blake's going over. Cash Cane's going over. Robert likes the under with me. He also likes the Rams here. And VAR likes the under here as well. All right, next up, got a high-profile matchup here of Super Bowl contenders with the Eagles taking on the Ravens today. And the Eagles are favored here on the road, pretty hefty. Look, now the Ravens obviously a totally different situation here now with Jesse Minter in there as head coach. But does it, after all those years of Harbaugh, does it kind of wear off on the Ravens that they are maybe a good preseason team? Maybe it just kind of carries over a winning attitude as far as the Ravens in the preseason. Now, for Lamar, he will not play, and other established starters also not expected to play in the preseason opener. That's what Minter said earlier this week. So we'll see here, especially with Lamar coming off kind of another injury-plagued season with only 13 games last season, so you want to keep him healthy here and ready to go. Beyond that, you're going to have Snoop Huntley certainly in there, and also Fagnano all in there as well for the Ravens. I think Skylar Thompson may actually be out of the game here today. So uh, beyond that, for the Eagles here with Jalen Hurts, they're talking about how good Hurts looks speed wise in camp there right now. We'll see what we get here today, but. Andy Dalton as well, also Tanner McKee for the Eagles, and I would think here Cole Payton. So we'll see. Hurts ain't going to be in there if he is for very long here. But, for the Ravens here, look, I don't know about how deep they can go in this passing attack, but Jacoby Lane continues to stack strong receptions in camp right now. It looks like a possible good contributor. Elijah Surratt here also competing. You're going to see him in there. So got these guys really competing here. Chris Moore as well in there. I really think that the receivers here for the Eagles are in good position, but can they get him the ball here today? Devontae, Makai Lemon. I don't think we're going to see too much of those guys. In fact, Lemon missed another practice on Thursday here right now with a hamstring. So probably going to have to go down to Hollywood Brown. He's been getting extra work this week. So Brown could actually be in there as a bigger name. Elijah Moore as well here for the Eagles. And in the tight end game here a little bit, we'll see. But I'm not too thrilled with the situation here for the tight ends today. Maybe for the Eagles here, you're going to have Eli Stowers in there, and probably Johnny Munt as well. But let's see what you think, guys, here with Philadelphia. They are not a very strong preseason team. 1-7-1 against the spread in their last 9 as a preseason favorite. Sirianni is only 40% against the spread in his career. Now, Minter, it's an unknown, right? We don't know. But I don't know. I just kind of gravitate towards the Ravens a little bit when it comes to the preseason. Now, a lot of that's probably Harbaugh in the back of my mind here, but you are getting more than a field goal. And this number here at 36 and a half, what do we have it at? 36 and a half or so right now in this one. In fact, I'm seeing the 4s up there a little bit too. But I'll probably think about maybe this one being a defensive. They all are at this point, but I might think that could go under. Give me the Ravens here in the first half in this one. I'm going to take the Ravens first half here, plus the points. You're going to have Stu Huntley in there. I think that's the direction I want to go. Give me Baltimore in the first half. Let's see what the chat says here. Oh, okay, here we go. Elliott's on the under here. Cash Kane says Eagles on the money line. Barr's on the Eagles on the money line, and Blake says lay it here with the Eagles. Robert's laying it with the Eagles as well. So I'm on an island here a little bit, taking the Ravens a little bit. I'll take them in the first half in this one. All right. And Nuke says everyone's on the Eagles here. And finally, we got these are late games, by the way. The Ravens are at 7 Eastern, and here we're on the West Coast, but the 5 p.m. start with the Cowboys taking on the Seahawks here. And Seahawks are favored by 3. And the total here is at, 37 or so. Man, this one's been dropping. Here's one where it has been dropping for sure here. So let's see what's going to happen here when the Cowboys and the Seahawks come in for Dak here. Boy, they've said he's had an incredible training camp here, looking very, very sharp here right now. The franchise QB of the Cowboys. Not expected to play really at all in the preseason, I don't think. I think that Schottenheimer says the team doesn't plan to play its starters for the most part during the preseason. So maybe that's why the Seattle Seahawks have gained such favoritism here. For Sam Darnold here, he will not play in the preseason opener in this one. Drew Lock and Jalen Milroe will likely rotate here. I think I think they said instead of going a little bit unusual here, but they may actually could rotate their quarterbacks a little bit right now. So look, you don't need to get Darnold in there. Also, Charbonnet not expected to play, I don't think, and then Charbonnet's got um, battling with a knee soreness. I don't think it's affected him. I don't see him going down in the uh, fantasy rankings or anything, but. Also, Price could be questionable. So you can have George Halani, of course, in there, probably Emmanuel Wilson as well. Uh, for the Cowboys here, probably no Williams in the backfield, but maybe go to Malik Davis as well. Although I don't know if Malik Davis is necessarily a lock here to work his way into a high role. Also, Phil Maffa has been attracting a lot of attention here in the backfield for maybe a role behind Javonte Williams. So we'll see in this one. But also, I got to like the receivers here a little bit for Seattle beyond the starters here. Smith and Jigba, Rashid Shaheed, and Cooper Kupp. You're going to look more to Torrey Holton, a pretty good name there as well. Now, Emmanuel Henderson, I think, is actually out possibly here. So after that, you're going to go to Cody White and also Ricky White in there. I like the passing here for the Seahawks a little bit. And also maybe here tight ends for the Cowboys. Going to probably see some action here with Span Ford and also Schoonmaker may get time here in this game. Ferguson not likely to. So let's see what you have in our final game here in the chat with the Cowboys. Now, the Cowboys are one of the worst preseason teams long term here. This goes back 13 years, 12 years or so. 12, 29, and 3 against the spread, 4 and 16 against the spread on the road in the last 13 years. So Dallas is a bummer when they get out on the road, man. I mean, period. Uh, Seattle's 5-1 against the spread under McDonald so far in his 2 years, and the Cowboys always failing here a little bit. Maybe this is a spot for the Seahawks in this one, even laying it a little bit. But again, this one, when you have two teams from the same conference, and the total is at least 37. Let me make sure it hasn't gone lower than this right now. No, because it's 37 or 37 and a half. Same conference teams with a total of at least 37 are 25 and 54 to the under. That's close to 70%. Man, that sounds solid. Give me the under in this one with the Cowboys and the Seahawks. 70% unders when two conference teams are playing here the last 79 games. That was into this season. I haven't updated it here, but nonetheless, that's pretty solid. So let me go ahead and go with the under here in this one. I don't know if these two teams are lighting it up here necessarily today. And let's see what you guys have in the chat. We've had all these unders, and you got to look for them here. Okay. Nuke here. Let's see. Var, he likes, oh, yeah, man. Bayonne, New Jersey. They've been looking strong here right now. No doubt about it, Var. But, we've also been talking, hey, we've got more representation here with our chat. Don't forget, and representing the team from Hamilton, Ohio. Of course, I think that Sweetwater Valley is going to win the Little League World Series. I thought they looked terrific last night. I think Kirk is the best player in the Kirk. He has the mannerisms of a professional ball player out there for 12 years old. The nephew of Alejandro Kirk, who pitched the 4 1/3 innings there yesterday for Sweetwater Valley in the big win over Hawaii. I think Sweetwater Valley is the team to beat in the U.S. pool at the Little League World Series. Also, I will note that should Sweetwater Valley win the U.S. pool, one of the top three teams in the international pool is Tijuana Municipal Little League. I'm going to say right now, now look, Tokyo is probably ranked number one in the international pool, and they're going to be tough to beat. But this Tijuana team, they are very similar in play style to the Sweetwater Valley team. In fact, some of the kids actually know each other. And should they make it, say Tijuana Municipal Little League makes it to the championship game against Sweetwater Valley Little League of Bonita, California, those two teams will be playing for the Little League World Championship, and the leagues are only 12 miles apart. That's a hotbed. Tijuana's making their third appearance at the Little League World Series. They are no slouch. They've been there, done that. Thank you, Bar. But Bayonne, they got the big man in there. Boy, he can smash. He's definitely awesome. Bar here is on the Cowboys, and Robert likes the under. And the Iowa, Wisconsin. That was great. Davenport. That they were my pick. I don't know if anybody checked out. I remember I promoted them a little bit. I mean, we're not here to talk Little League, but I don't mind. But I produced those videos previewing all the regions, the 10 videos, and did pick Davenport, of course. But Whitefish Bay was a great surprise. But Davenport. They've got one of the best pitchers for sure in Thiessen. I know that Johnson came in there and was giving it up a little bit, but hey, he did score the winning run after all. Blake is on the under here, and Nuke is on Seattle. Elliott's on Seattle as well. And Nuke says the Cowboys are one of the worst regular season teams as well. There and yeah, the Nuke. That's funny. Okay, and let's see what else is going on here. I guess that's it. Cleveland is seeing some action here right now, and let me see. Cleveland is up to 3 or 3.5 here at this point, so Cleveland could be taking a little bit more action here right now. Interestingly enough. As we're seeing it, 3 or 3.5 here right now overall. So, all right, that is kind of interesting there for sure. All right, guess that's it, man. That's it for the NFL. Thanks a lot in there, everybody. Good to have everyone. Yeah, that is. That is interesting. Yeah. What was it? Uh, uh, Soul, I think, ended up. Who was it that ended up? Uh, uh, I thought it was. It was China in general, right? Just the team from China. Is that right? Okay, let's see here. Okay. Also, let's see. Hello to Redbeard in there. He says, "Don't be talking about the Cowboys like that." Nine Legacy says Browns, Panthers, also in there. Uh, KC, yeah, KC, Ravens, and the Cowboys. All right. Well, that's it, man. All right. Good to have everyone here and get ready to go. We got to go to baseball. Okay. Get to the baseball segment here. Yeah, South Korea. That's what it was. Thank you, Bar. Yeah, yeah. South Korea got the bid. Yeah. So I think that does to me put. I think that helps Mexico actually. You're gonna have Curacao. You're gonna have Japan up. Like I said, I think Japan's a favorite, but in the international pool. But I'm taking Tijuana because I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be the story. I think the story when we get to the Little League championship game is gonna be the fact that the two teams are 12 miles apart. But I do know that Japan, I believe, is probably the favorite in the pool. But they're probably the only threat I would imagine. I think Japan and Mexico are the two teams to beat. Okay, let's get ready to go here right now and go to baseball. And we've got a great card here. And we'll start it off here with the White Sox are taking on the Tigers. Get us started here on Saturday. And Anthony Kay goes here for the White Sox. 3.98 ERA. He's up against Troy Melton. Melton here, $1.40, 7.5 under 15. Melton's been outstanding this season. He's 7-1 with a 1.46 ERA. You wonder why the Tigers here couldn't figure out to get him involved right now. But man, he's having every time. He's one of the hottest pitchers actually in the league here. And $1.40 in this one. Kay's pitched pretty well too. I'm not going to fret on him too much. He's been a pleasant surprise as well. Now he's pitched more innings here, and could be catching up with him a little bit. But he's got a 254 batting average against and a 288 BABIP here for Anthony Kay. Melton's numbers are really, really solid here this season. Kay is not an elite guy, but he's been consistent in his recent games here. He's allowed more than 3 earned runs to opposing. He has not allowed more than 3 earned runs here to opposing offenses in 9 straight games. So 2.55 ERA in his last 3 games right now. Melton, though, he's held opposing teams to 2 runs or less in 9 straight games, and he's actually allowed more than 2 runs only one time this season. That was back against the Twins on June the 9th. So real strong numbers here for Melton in this one. I'm going to go under in the first 5 with these two. I think we got 2 solid pitchers here right now in Kay and Melton. So I'm going to go with the under. Now, Jackson Jobe did get kind of rocked there yesterday, but Melton's been unreal, actually, in limiting teams here. So, as good as the White Sox have been offensively, this is going to be a pretty hard game because Melton has been very, very hot. Okay, go ahead, chat. Let's see what you have here. I'll go under in the first 5 in this one. We've got here some great picks here. And Barr's going with the DR. Okay, Trevor, Tigers on the money line. Blake says Tigers first 5. I think the video I'm going to make to follow up my video series are top 25 players at the Little League World Series. All right, I'm going to go viral. Nuke, let's see here. Kane is on the Tigers money line. Robert says go under. Cash Kane going over. Bar on the Tigers. Hello to AOD joining us in the chat today. Morning Steam. 9 Legacies on the White Sox here on the money line. All right, gonna fade Melton there. Next up, we've got the Cards on the road here, taking on the Cubs and Matt Boyd. Boy, Matt Boyd, another guy here, putting up some good numbers. 3.5 ERA and 8-1 record for Boyd here. Yes, maybe some run support built into this record here a little bit, but for Boyd, the Cubs are 11-3 with Boyd on the mound. 1.21 whip, 246 batting average against. Yes, he has gotten some run support. In fact, the Cubs are 8-4 to the over in Boyd starts. For McGreevy here, the Cardinals actually 7-15 to the under. And look, yesterday 3-0, and you know what that means. If it's 3-0 there in Wrigley, you know how that game was going there with the wind, right? We'll see. I don't think the weather's changed very much here today. I might take a peek at it here, but I don't think it's too crazy right now. Wind blowing out 5 miles an hour to left field, so it is going out, but not by much. So let's see what you've got here. You've got a Cubs team that is not a great run line favorite, and the Cardinals are the best run line underdog in all of baseball. They're actually 52-34 as a run line underdog. Man, that's pretty good. But Boyd's very, very strong right now. McGreevy might be able to get it done for you with his numbers here, 3.64 ERA, but just a 4-9 record for McGreevy. It's like he doesn't get run support necessarily. Some movement here coming in the NFL preseason. The Giants are taking action here. It's down to 1.5 or even 1 right now. And the total in the Carolina Buffalo game here is seeing some action here as well. We're seeing that one moving lower here to 37 or so, 37.5. Okay, I'll go to the chat maybe here, but McGreevy and Boyd. McGreevy was hot to start the season, but he's definitely going in the wrong direction. Last 3 games for McGreevy, 16 earned runs. The Cubs shelled him back just a couple of weeks ago on July 28th. 7 earned runs and 8 hits. He got yanked after just 1 2/3 innings. Now the Cubs offense, against Liberatore, they were having trouble, but they got the big home run. They've still been on fire. Now, they did get shut out by Cavalli a couple of days ago, but Cavalli was smooth as I don't know, what, cucumber? Can you be smooth as a cucumber? Boyd's looked way better since returning from injury back in May. Did have a couple of rough starts. One was against the Dodgers, though. It let 7 innings against the Royals look strong. 5 hits in his most recent start there. Last 3 games, 2.61 ERA here for Boyd. And Cardinals really kind of a tough matchup there for left-handers, strikeout-wise anyway, but they've actually been kind of terrible against lefties. And let's see what you got here. This Cubs offense finding ways to get it done. Suzuki has been so hot right now, and I think it's a good matchup for Suzuki here. But pitchers, similar numbers, but the Cubs here on a little bit of a roll. Cardinals are still playing well. I mean, these are important games. Let's see what the chat says here in this one. All right, Cubs money line. Let's see here. PCA home run and over. 9 Legacy says Cardinals run line, first 5, full game right. It's hard to pass on the Cardinals there.
Final.
I'll probably go Cubs first 5, though, actually, with the Boyd here. Give me the Cubs in the first 5 in this one. Yeah, I'm going to have to lay a little number here, I think, -0.5 in this one with Boyd, but I'm going to go with the Cubs here right now on this hot streak and see if they can't keep it up. That price isn't very attractive to me full game, but maybe the run line can get home there. Anyways, I'll just take first 5 on the run line here with the Chicago Cubs and Boyd here at -0.5 at -125 on the Morning Steam Show.
Final.
Under for Blake. Robert's going under as well. Barr says Cardinals team total over. Hope they get more than yesterday. Next up, the Yankees are on the road taking on the Blue Jays. Cam Schlittler for the Yanks in this one, a 2.2 ERA, 10-6 record. Now, the Blue Jays, Fisher's an opener in this game. We're also here, let me see, we're also going to get Not only Braden Fisher here, but also going to see some other arms. This is a true bullpen game. I don't even think they have a bulk guy set up necessarily in this one. Schlittler did have one rough start there against the Cardinals, but he did bounce back against the Braves with 7 innings pitched and 11 strikeouts. His last 3 games have been pretty sharp here. Uh, Overall, he's been lights out. He's back to lights out Cam, it feels like right now. So, yeah, you got to lay a big number here. The Blue Jays actually playing pretty well. And it feels a little bit rugged to try to take them here with a bullpen game, but give Toronto credit because they have been battling here a little bit. Won the game yesterday 3-1. Won the series there against Boston. They're showing a little bit of life here right now. So let's see what you guys think here, though, in this one. Blue Jays offense, not a lot of home run power. They've got to take more walks, man, is what they've got to do. And they do have 5+ hits in 4 straight games, and struggling a little bit against right-handers here with just 2 earned runs per game in their last 10 against starting pitching anyway. Schlittler had no problem there mowing them down earlier this season, but I don't know. That's still a big number on the road. The Jays are showing some life here right now. This is truly a bullpen game. And the Jays are fresh in the bullpen. And I would imagine, okay, Simeon Woods Richardson could be seeing some time here in this one for the Jays. He's been terrible this season, but did look good in the last game there for Woods Richardson. In fact, the numbers, don't look that awful of late for Woods Richardson, or at least the metrics don't anyway. And you had Bieber dealing against the Yankees yesterday, and the Jays look pretty solid here in the pen. So let's see what the chat says in this one with the Yanks and the Jays. I'll go to the chat here. We've got here Cash Kane, Yankees money line, and Rice to hit a home run. Robert is on the under here, and Barr is on the over. However, under for Blake. 9 Legacy Blue Jays run line, and Nuke says, hey, I just told you they were 90-1 the other day, and now they're 75-1. I kind of like them in this game, actually. I'm going to take them on the run line here. I think I'm going to take the Jays on the run line. Let's do that. And look, Schlittler's great. I don't want to fade him necessarily. Blue Jays at plus a run and a half at minus $1.25. I'm going to take him. Give me the Jays run line in this one. Next up, Rockies are on the road taking on the Giants. Michael Lorenzen goes. The Rockies won yesterday. Michael Lorenzen's got bad numbers here, 6.83 ERA. Logan Webb much better, 3.58 ERA. He's 7-7. Lorenzen's 3-10 on the season. But let's see what you think though here with Webb. For Lorenzen and the Rockies, they've won 3 straight games here. Have the Rockies, and Webb priced pretty outrageously here, $1.85, $1.80 for a team here in the Giants that is basically 1 game better than the Rockies. Now, maybe the pitching is a little bit different here because Lorenzen hasn't been very good, but team-wise, these two, can't tell me that the Giants are any better than the Rockies, that's for sure. Lorenzen's been a disaster, though, over the last 3 starts, a 9.5 ERA, and the metrics would say he's not getting unlucky. 7.1 Sierra, 8.53 FIP coming in. Does go against the Giants, and there's been no worse team here offensively than the Giants, but maybe they can get going against a guy like Lorenzen here, because Lorenzen's been a little bit rough. But by the time they end up in the bullpen, who knows what will happen with this game. Now, we've seen a lot of unders here, but I don't know. I'm kind of concerned here with the pitching a little bit. Giants have been under in 7 of their last 9 right now, and they do play unders at home, so I don't know though. I'm going to take the Rockies in this one on the run line. Give me the Rockies here at plus 1.5. Oh god, they're minus $1.50. Well, I think I already opened my big mouth, so that's not a great play, probably. I'm going to take the Rockies here on the run line, minus $1.50. Sheepishly, I should have looked at the price before I got there a little bit. But I'll do it. I'll stick to it. Let's see what the chat says here in this one. Cash Kane says Giants first 5. Barr says Rockies on the run line. And Blake is Rockies on the money line. And Robert, though, Giants first 5 in this one. And 9 Legacy says Rockies on the money line. He's got it like Rocky and Bullwinkle. Hey, Rock, what's the matter, you? Okay, next up, we've got the Nationals here on the road taking on the Mets. Brad Lord goes for Washington here, 3.79 ERA and a 5-2 record. He's up against Sean Manaea, 4.12 ERA for Manaea, the soft tossing left-hander here. Let's see what you think with hey, they were able to get one done there. The Mets were able to win one there yesterday. Give them some credit here. And look, Manaea, 1.31 whip, 257 batting average against, and a 312 BABIP. Does feel like Lord has the better numbers overall, but still, Mets are a favorite here at $1.40 or so in this one. Lord, he's really just an opener. 29 appearances, just 2 starts, so we'll see. Now, we know who it won't be. Miles Mikolas, he got released. This usually would be, I believe, the position for Mikolas here, but we're going to see probably Will Dion in there, I would think, for the most part for Washington. Trevor Williams threw 63 pitches 3 days ago, so we'll see if Trevor Williams gets in there. He kind of was in this role, but that was a lot of work. Mets have been hitting some home runs here of late, and we'll see if they can get to this Nationals staff here today. Manaea has been a little bit better here in some of these games. Did have some tough matchups, but he really shut them all down. The Dodgers, the Braves, the Guardians as well, the Pirates. He's looked good, quite frankly, here of late. Talking about Sean Manaea. He's had 2 earned runs or less, plus 6 innings or more in 4 straight starts. Struck out 11 against the Pirates in his last start, and has a 2.37 ERA in his last 3 games here. So, and not saying that the Nationals, look, they're not totally done, but they might be. And we know the Mets have long been done here, and it's still hard to lay anything with the Mets. But let's see what you've got here. I'm going to go to the chat first in this one. Okay, we've got 9 Legacy on the Nationals. Robert's on the Nationals first 5 here. Cash Kane's on the over. Blake says Nationals team total over. Robert's going under in this one. All right. I'm going to go over here in this game with the Nationals and the Mets at 8 runs. All right, next up here, morning steam show. Orioles on the road, and they're taking on here the Rays. And it's not a bad pitching matchup here. Kyle Bradish has a 3.68 ERA, 7-11 record for Ian Seymour, 4.08 ERA, 9-3 record, 1.13 WHIP. Seymour 216 batting average against. For Kyle Bradish here, 23 starts, 133 whip, 245 batting average against, and a 299 BABIP coming into this one. Now the Rays, pretty big favorite here, $1.55 or so, but this is kind of their element, it seems like. Now the Orioles have defeated the Rays in 4 straight games. They swept them, remember, back in Baltimore back in May, and they did win the first game here. Now, when they were in Tampa earlier this season, Tampa did have a pretty good series there, but the Orioles, this is one where they've kind of shown through. Still, Seymour's got some pretty solid numbers, and no team is better at home than the Rays. They're 41 and 19. They also are winning 65% of their games as a favorite here. And, I think if we had to look at it on the surface, it feels like Seymour might be a little bit better here. Now, we could see a little bit of manipulation here with Bradish. Trevor Rogers was maybe listed as a starter, but Bradish was pushed back because Bassett was being reinserted. So pretty sure it is Bradish here. Let me actually take a peek at this. Yeah, Bradish here. For sure. Now, the Rays have been really strong, especially at the plate right now. And you wouldn't think that he could really stop the Rays here the way they're going. Ever since Seymour came back in the starting rotation, he's been really strong. 6 or more innings pitched in 3 of his last 4. Starts overall, 3.6 ERA in his last 3 starts. Orioles offense has looked pretty good here of late. Maybe we will get a few runs. I don't know. The Orioles, as a road dog, they're definitely an over team. We know Tampa's a solid under team at home, but the Orioles, they were on the Rays were on the comeback or the comeback trail there yesterday. Let me see there. 6-5. The Rays ended up getting 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning, but couldn't finish the job there. But they were coming back at the end of the game for sure. I thought they were going to pull off the win. So let me take the Rays here in the first 5 in this one. Give me the Rays first 5 with Seymour. And let's see here. Let me get it straight. They are -0.5 at -105. I'll take them here. Rays first 5. All right, take a look at some of the numbers here. 9 Legacy says Devil Rays run line the Rays, and Cash Gains on the Rays. Blake's on the under. Var's on Tampa Bay here. Also, Robert's on the under here in this one. And that might be it. Next up, we've got the Marlins here on the road taking on the Reds and Singer. For Brady Singer here, 4.66 ERA, a 5-11 record overall. Ryan Gusto, he's 0-3 with a 4.77 ERA here. The Reds aren't winning a lot of games, but they've won 3 of their last 4, and the inconsistent Marlins are back to losing again. They've lost 2 straight. But still, for Gusto, kind of a weak link here, it feels like, for the Marlins at this point. Gusto, 4.78 ERA. 10 starts and 15 appearances, has yet to win. 256 batting average against. For Brady Singer here, 4.66 ERA, a 274 batting average against. The Reds are 9-14 with Singer on the mound, but let's see how you have it here with these two. You got a team like Cincinnati as a favorite. They're 24-13 to the over as a favorite, and they're still a favorite here, albeit just slightly. Let's see what you think here in this one. The Reds at home, they're not an overwhelming winning team at home, but again, that's a pretty good roll there in the favorite spot. Let's see what the chat maybe says here in this one with the Marlins taking on the Reds. Gusto's looked pretty good over his last 3 starts, but 1.33 whip, but the overall metric numbers, 5.4 ERA doesn't look good, but 4.13 Sierra, 136 Woba as well. So Gusto's actually looked pretty good. The Reds offense has crashed here in the last week or so. They're nearly last in every category at this point. Singer's last 3 ERA pretty ugly, 5.51 ERA, 1.71 whip, although his metrics also pretty good, 376 FIP, 082 WOBA, so he's been strong there. All right, give me the under here in the first 5 with the Marlins and the Reds. Hey, look, yesterday's game was 1-0. Now, there were 2 super aces going there, I get it, but I'm going to go under here in the first 5, see if it continues a little bit with the Marlins and the Reds here. Give me the under in this one, first 5 for me. Let's go to the chat, though, and see what you have to say. Anyway, that first 5 here between the Marlins and the Reds, I'm going to take it here and make sure I get the right line on this one at 5 under 20. Okay, the chat here says Marlins for Cash Kane.
Critical notice.
Reds money line for Blake. 9 Legacy says take the Marlins. Bobby Max on the Marlins here. Okay, well, maybe it is a spot for the Marlins. Why are they so incredibly inconsistent? Because they're probably the Marlins and the depth, I guess. Next up, here's the Mariners on the road taking on the Astros in an American League West contest. The Astros are a little bit hotter for sure. They've got Hayden Wesneski going in this one, 3.85 ERA, a 2-0 record so far. Emerson Hancock, been good numbers most of the season here, 3.34 ERA, a 6-7 record for Hancock. 1.16 whip, 232 batting average against, and for Wesneski here, 1.17 whip, 242 batting average against. The Astros have won all 3 of Wesneski's starts here so far. But let's see what you think here with this one. Could we see some runs today, possibly with these 2 in here? Let's see how you've got it with these 2. For Hancock, certainly pretty good, but he has given up 8 earned runs in 15 2/3 innings in his last 3 starts, so struggling a little bit. Astros maybe have cooled a little bit on offense, but they did have the win there, and it was extra innings there yesterday, that 10-7 game. And typical, I hate the, of course I don't like the runner at second base rule because, yesterday, now it was already going over, but 5 runs scored in the 10th inning. It almost feels like a pinball game there. Wesneski's been solid since returning from injury. He's given up 8 runs in 18 2/3 innings in his first 3 starts. So those are average maybe, but, coming back from injury, going to say that's okay. Mariners haven't been much better. This offense has been bottom 5 over the last week or so, but we'll see. Yesterday, a lot of runs scored, and maybe it could be again that way today. Houston is 34-24 to the over at home. They're also 27-19 to the over as a favorite. So I'm going to try the over in the first 5 here with the Mariners and the Astros today and take that. First 5 over here in this one at, I believe, 4.5 here with the Mariners and the Astros. I'll take over in the first 5 at, it's 5. Ugh. All right, well, I'm at 5 runs. I'm going to commit to it here. Can I get a 4.5 anywhere? Okay. Yeah. Well, I better call it 5. If you get a 4.5, that'll be great. Astros money line here for Kane, or no, for Blake. Kane likes the under, and Robert here likes the Astros on the money line. Can't say I disagree. My Padres are on the road taking on the Guardians. Man, the Padres did it yesterday and looked good in doing so. 7-5. They came back, trailed 3-0 early, but man, went right on by the Guardians there. Padres here on a 6-game winning streak right now. You have Vasquez, 4.1 ERA, an 8-6 record here.
Final.
The Padres have done a fine job here right now. For Cantillo and the Guardians, 3.91 ERA and 8-7 record for the Cantillo. He's 16-9 to the over in his starts this season with Cleveland. 3.36 BABIP. We saw plenty of runs yesterday. Don't see why we wouldn't get plenty of runs again here today. Give me the over in this one. Yeah, Strandy Vasquez can get out of some jams here, but we'll see. The Cleveland offense hasn't been good. We know that, but they still were able to put up 5 yesterday, and this isn't necessarily a great option for the Padres with Vasquez in there. But
Final.
yeah, he's been solid. He's getting tagged at times, but looked better in recent games. He's only given up 2 earned runs in his last 3 games, 15 2/3 innings overall with a 1.98 ERA. Guardians offense has picked it up here in recent games. In fact, they're actually in the top half in OBP this week, but also, they're better at home. They're good against right-handers. It kind of plays into their hands a little bit. Cantillo, in his last start, only went 1 inning, but that's because there was a rain delay and they didn't go back out there. He has given up 3 earned runs in his last 9 innings pitched in the last 3 games. Padres, definitely top 10 offense here in the last 7 games there, and they had a huge game against Gavin Williams. They were able to hit home runs. They were able to score runs. So they've looked good on the road, the Padres, this offense, and we know that I think they might have the better bullpen, but the Guardians are okay too. I'm going to take the over in this one, Padres and Guardians. Give me the over. Okay, let's see what the chat says. We've got here, Blake is on the Padres on the money line. And also, Barr's on the Padres. 9 Legacy's on the Padres here. And Robert's going over. Woke's Joke is going over as well. Lots of over support. All right, the Phillies are taking on the Twins here. And Jesus Luzardo goes. 3.32 ERA, 10-5 record. But we know he's been way better than that of late. He's been really strong. And Phillies, of course, smashed the Twins in the Field of Dreams game there early and often in the 7-1 win. So Luzardo with just very strong numbers here. He's been one of the best pitchers in baseball of late. He's been lights out, except for the game against the Marlins. He did give up 6 runs in that one, but he's pitched into the 7th inning in 5 of his last 6 starts. He had 12 strikeouts against the Blue Jays. Even with that bad game against the Marlins, he's still decent numbers. Ooh, you guys, decent. Should be an awesome day. Last 3 starts, .94 whip coming in. The Twins' offense is not great against left-handers, that's for sure. This one sets up nicely, it feels like, here for the Twins, but let's see how they can go against Luzardo here. I'm not sure it's going to be great, and we'll see if Pralip can do anything. He's not nearly as good as Luzardo, but does get some strikeouts, averaging 6.6 Ks over his last 5 starts. And, he's been able to pitch pretty well over the last couple of months. Last 3 games, pretty decent, 200 batting average against. It's just that against left-hander, he's got to go up against some guys here like Schwarber, Harper, and Rise, and he does have a 314 batting average against. So you got to think the Phillies here can kind of roll in this one.
Final.
Let me go to the chat though here and see what you guys think. Maybe the total's the way to go here. Uh, Pralip is 11-3 to the over in his starts this season, so I'm going to take the over in this one with the Phillies and the Twins. It didn't go over yesterday in the 7-1. The Twins couldn't score, but all right. Hey, you want to break in here real quick? The Padres are going to have a pitching change actually just coming in here right now. Now, this could be, let me see if I can get it here. Wandy Peralta is going to start for the Padres actually. And to me, that feels like, kind of let me make sure here, but um, it will be Wandy Peralta getting the start here for the Padres in this one. Wandy 2-2 with a 3.39 ERA here in this one. So I'm not going to go back and visit this one too much, but that just into us here at the morning steam. Wandy Peralta, he gets the start. Wandy, I just get outs Peralta. Peralta, that's what he does, right? There. And he's got that changeup, but I don't know. He pitched the other day and he wasn't throwing that changeup. I was kind of concerned actually, but hey, it worked out just fine. But usually, Wandy, you got to have that changeup going. It's pretty good. Okay, let me get the picks in the chat here. Cash Kane says Twins money line and over. 9 legacy on the Phillies on the run line. Blake says Phillies here first 5. Robert's on the Twins. Barr's on the Phillies. Team total over. And I'm going to take here the over in this one. There it is. Wandy Peralta just getting the notification there. So I was ahead of the line service here. Saw it coming over here on my Padres feed. Okay, here we go. Next up. We're doing great here on the morning steam. Diamondbacks on the road taking on the Braves. Man, the Diamondbacks did it yesterday, 2-0, and now you've got Eduardo, 11-4, 2.7 ERA. Grant Holmes here, 3.47 ERA and a 7-4 record. Two decent pitchers in this one. Eduardo, though, good numbers overall with the 2.7 ERA, 1.22 WHIP, 239 batting average against. The Arizona Diamondbacks were 7-14 with Eduardo on the mound, and 18-6 with him overall. So, man, I gotta like these Diamondbacks to do it again on these Braves. The push is on here. They're 7 games over 500. The West is looking hot. Yes, the Braves continue to be strong, but they didn't win yesterday's game. And I'm going to take the Diamondbacks in this one with Eduardo. Give me the Diamondbacks to do it again here. I'm going to take them in this one at plus $1.20 or so, $1.15. Give me the Diamondbacks here. Look, the Braves are still pretty sharp here. Not going to say they're not. At home, 41-22. Arizona's actually 2 games under 500, but I think they have the man here. Maybe first 5 is the way to go with Eduardo, just in case. But I'll go ahead and take the 115 here with Arizona after yesterday. Hey, we had him yesterday. We had him here on the morning steam, even though we took it on the run line. Okay, let's see what we got here. Braves for 9 legacy on the run line. Robert likes the over. Cash Kane going under. Blake says Diamondbacks first 5 on the money line. And Barr is on the under here in this one. Okay, well, ooh, look at this. We've got the Brewers here and the Miz going. He's favored here against Wroblewski. Now,
Final.
There's no doubt that Wroblewski's had some issues here. The Dodgers have actually won a game here. I'd say it like they haven't won any games. They've won 4 of 5, but they've had their struggles. Yesterday was probably their best win in quite a while. They're 3-1 over the Brewers, getting it done. Now Wrobleski, though, definitely regressing big time. I almost want to say that he's hit the wall, and the Dodgers are just holding on here. Hopefully, they can get some more innings out of him before they get everybody back in the positions here in this one. Getting the update now here from that Padres feed, and so Vasquez is going to be the bulk guy. It's just Peralta. You throw the left-hander out there first against the Guardians. So, okay, so Mizorowski, we know he's been the best pitcher overall. He's gotten hit a little bit here of late, but 9 strikeouts or more in his last 3 starts. Wrobleski having a good year, but has cooled down for sure. 15 earned runs in his last 13 and 2/3 innings, and it feels like he's kind of hit the wall to me. I'd be worried if I were the Dodgers, but I'm not the Dodgers. Mizorowski, a favorite here on the road in this one. Still tough to maybe lay it with even with the Miz, as good as he is, because still going to deal with the Dodgers here now. Freddie's back to good health, right? That was a little bit of a scare. Yes, they did have. Now, Bryce Terang's out for the Brewers here. So it looks clean, though, for the Dodgers right now, anyway. Brewers have the pitching advantage, of course, but the Dodgers' bullpen has been pretty bad of late. And, still there, you get the Dodgers as a dog. That's actually kind of hard to pass up. So let's see here. Let me take a look at that price on the Dodgers, maybe even in the first 5 in this one. Let me go to the chat. Let me see what the chat says here. First, 9 legacy on the Dodgers, cash gain. Brewers, money line, first 5 under. Roberts on the Dodgers. I mean, that's kind of where I want to go here. I mean, Blake on the under here. We know the Miz is great, but you don't get opportunities like this. And you also have a Dodgers team where maybe Wrobleski can get back on his game a little bit here in this one. So what's that Dodgers first 5 at? Or maybe full game should, I don't know. Once okay, here we go. Once old Mizorowski gets on his game, man, he's really tough to cool down here. All right. Oh, that Dodgers run line is just. I'm going to take the Dodgers first 5 here at +0.5, -$1.25. Give me the Dodgers first half for Wrobleski over Miz. A little bit contrarian, I feel like here. Bar is on the under here. Okay, are we done here with the baseball? Oh, no, what am I doing? We got plenty more baseball here. The Red Sox and Sonny Gray comes in here, and the Red Sox continue to struggle. The Pirates won yesterday, but Jared Jones here. The numbers are starting to get up there right now. I hope Jared's okay. 5.03 ERA, 2-4 record. I know Jones has it in him. I just hope the injuries haven't taken its toll. He looked good coming back, but all of a sudden the numbers are up there. Gray's 14-3. Yes, the Red Sox have cooled down here a little bit, but I don't mind here. Gray just seems to win every game. I mean, no matter what happens. So I probably want to come with them again right now. The Red Sox are 16-6 with Sonny Gray on the mound. They're also 8-13 to the under. Only $1.20 here or so. Yeah, Pittsburgh's won a couple here, and Boston's has had their struggles, especially in that Toronto series, right? But I'm going to try the Red Sox here. Give me the Red Sox on the road with Sonny Gray. I can't stop taking Sonny Gray. Jones still, despite a 5 ERA, 1.2 whip, 230 batting average against. So it does seem like he is much better than a 5 ERA guy right now, talking about my man Jared Jones. Has shown good case stuff. Gave up 8 runs against the Mets, no doubt about it. But this Red Sox offense, not great here of late. They might be in the top half over the last week, but Uh, we'll see if Jones struggles here. That should help Boston, and you got a solid guy like Gray here. Uh, he's had a fine season, no doubt about it. He's having a great season, really. If you think about the stats, it's probably the best season in his career, but he's had some solid seasons for sure. He's given up 6 earned runs in his last 3 starts, 19 innings, 2.84 ERA. Pirates money line for 9 legacy. Blake here is on the under here in this one. All right, I'll take the Red Sox here on the road. Pirates money line for Robert in there. Okay. Thank you, Robert. Next up, we've got the Royals taking on the Angels here. Dobnak goes for Kansas City. Kansas City has the Angels' number right now. They just can't lose to these guys. It's a winning streak here for the Royals, and I don't know. Dobnak has some pretty good numbers overall here. I don't know if I mind him here at $1.25, $1.30 against Detmers. Royals seem to play very well against this team. You've got a guy like Dobnak. He hasn't had many starts, but he's looked solid. Giving up 5 earned runs in his last 4 starts overall. 4 of those came to one team, and it was the Cubs. He's went 5 or more innings in his last 4 starts with a 2.65 ERA. The Angels haven't been great on offense. We know that, but last week or so, maybe they're starting to pick it up a little bit. So I don't know. I'm going to take the Royals here in this one as an underdog right now. I think they might even get some runs here off of Detmers, maybe even early. Don't look at the Royals on the road. You won't like what you see. They really are about 32% overall. But I'm going to try them here with Dobnak, who's looked pretty good. Okay, here we go. It's Royals for 9 legacy. Blake's going to lean to the Royals too. Yeah, I'm going to take them. All right, here's the last baseball game of the day. It's the Rangers and the A's with Gore. He's up here against Ginn. What you gonna do about Ginn? 3.4 ERA, 8-6 record here for Ginn for Mackenzie Gore. 4.43 ERA, a 6-9 record for Gore. 1.23 whip, 229 batting average against for Ginn. 1.2 whip, 213 batting average against, and a 248 BABIP here. He's definitely got solid numbers here, does Ginn. I think he can outduel Gore right now. And Texas on a 4-game losing streak here. I'm going to take Ginn here in the first 5. I'm going to take the A's first 5 tonight. Look, this total, again, 9.5. Like, we don't even know it goes over every time. Went over last night once again, right? So let's see what you think here in the chat. And let's see, it's going to be Blake here says go under in this one. And Cash Kane says Rangers all day and the over. Okay. Robert likes the over in this one as well. I do too. I think, but I might be going premium there. So give me the A's here, first 5 at home. Look, it's not pretty with the A's right now. It's been a disastrous stretch, no doubt, over the last month and a half or so, ever since the All-Star break, maybe even before that a little bit. But I'll take them here in the first 5 at plus a half. I'm going to take them at plus a half, minus $1.30. Give me the A's first half. Mm-hmm. Also, 9 legacy took the A's in there. That's it for baseball. All right, let's go to the WNBA here real quick. And you can check me out on the 2-3 zone show today. Man, I left my cohorts hanging there yesterday. I missed the call time. And we've seen that before. All right, let's go here. Liberty and the Sun. And you've got here the Liberty, big favorite on the road at 8.5, taking on the Sun. This will be the last ever meeting, I do believe, between these two franchises. Liberty's been hot, of course. Connecticut is not ever going to be hot, but you have a Liberty here. This Liberty team, 3-14 against the spread on the road. Even Connecticut, as bad as they are, is 9-7 against the spread at home. I don't know if I like the Liberty in that role. They've been playing terrific, no doubt. Taking on all comers, but they failed against the Sparks laying a number. They failed against Seattle laying 8.5. So this number might be in the range for the Sun. I'm going to take the Sun here in the first half in this one at plus 4.5. Give me the Sun in the first half here against the Liberty in the last ever meeting, I think. Robert there checking out the soccer action. Okay, couple more here. Oh, let me get these plays. Robert's going under here. Cash game like in the Liberty. Let's go next to the Sparks are taking on the Mist. Oh, let me get one more there. 9 Legacy to the Liberty. Okay. The Sparks here are. I'm sorry. Yeah, the Sparks are taking on the Mystics in this one, and you have the Mystics here favored by 6.5. Total 171 here. Now Washington, they're going to the playoffs, and the Sparks are not. The Sparks have lost 3 in a row. Washington just tasted defeat, back-to-back losses to Las Vegas. No problem. Washington was on the road. They're back home now, and where they're comfortable. 11-6 against the spread at home. LA is 7-15. Or I'm sorry, LA is 13-9 as an underdog. They do a good job covering. Washington usually not a great favorite, actually, but let's see what you think here. LA is 3-7 to the under in their last 10, but they are 13-9 to the over as a dog, and Washington is a home favorite. They're kind of an over team as well. So let's see what you think here with this one. And got the Mystics here. Washington's covered 6 straight at home in 8 of their last 10. And they before that trip, they had won 7 straight before they went on to take on Las Vegas. So we'll see what you've got. But LA has stayed under in 5 of their last 6 road games. But man, I don't know. I know we've seen a few unders of late getting away from those overs, but this one seems like Washington. Yes, Washington is very good defensively, but are they going to be able to, are the Sparks going to be able to stop the Mystics here in this one? I think the Mystics might have a good, strong day here offensively in this game. So I'm going to go over in the first half in this one between LA and Washington. Over first half for me. And let's see if we can't get that total here. Yes, here we go. Over first half at 83.5. Okay, the chat here says Sparks to cover. Also, Cash Cane, Mystics money line. Robert likes the under, and Blake says take the Mystics. Okay. Well, we've come to the best game, one of the biggest games of the season in the WNBA tonight. It's going to be the Minnesota Lynx on the road here, taking on the Las Vegas Aces here in Las Vegas. And you've got Minnesota favored in this one. Oh, boy. I don't know. I might be going with the home squad here. Minnesota's won 3 in a row. They're terrific. Aces have won a couple in a row right now over Washington, as we just mentioned, at home. Minnesota beat Portland, Dallas, and Las Vegas here as part of this current streak. So they're favored by 1.5. I kind of like the Aces here in this one. I'll take the Aces to win tonight. Give me the Aces. My Aces. I'm taking them. Minnesota does own the best record in the league. We know that. They're also an uncanny 14-2 here on the road, but this is a good spot. The Aces have covered 4 straight home games, and also 4 straight as a favorite. Jackie Young's playing out of her mind right now. Minnesota's owned this series. They've covered 8 of 9, but we'll see here today because we know that there's a little bit of personnel. Let me get the personnel straight here in this one. Let me get it right. Bibby here. Oh no, she's up. Bibby is probable here. Also here the aces. Parker Tyus out. Evans is out. Bell is out. Barker is out. That's a lot of minutes here. You're not going to go out there and punt the game. You're going to just have to play your better players a little bit longer there. Maybe they got to get tired, but let's see what you think here in this one. I'm taking Las Vegas in this one, okay? Collier's been good, ever since her return, though. You got to be impressed since her return to the lineup, actually. And really worked well with Miles. Okay, here we go. Cash Cane, maybe OT. Maybe link spread here for 9 Legacy. There's aces for Blake. All right, and that's it. Let's go to, we know hopefully Nuke's still here. We'll get his plays. So let's go to the CFL tonight. That's how we wrap up the show.
Final.
Okay, here we go. The Elks are favored in this one at -3, and of course the total 62.5. Of course. Yesterday, did it go over? No, it did not go over yesterday. Stayed under in the CFL. Are those CFL totals starting to even out a little bit here right now, league-wide? Well, so far it's now 18-11 overall. So, it's still going over, no doubt about it. And again, you look at the trends, the road dogs are the way to go here pretty much at this point. I mean, road dogs here in the CFL, 63% so far this season for those road dogs. So here you got another one, but let's see what you think here, though, with the Argos, and they're taking on the Edmonton Elks here, 3 and 62.5. And I'm going to the chat here in this one in just a moment. Here we go. All right. For the Argos here, they come in here at 4-4. Let's see, I think 4-4. I'll check the record. Might want to check the records out here. For the Argos here, 4-4 right now. Edmonton comes in with a 6-3 record overall. 6-4, I think. But Edmonton excellent here. ATS this season. 7-2 here right now for the Elks. So not bad. Let's see what we got here in the chat. And Nuke is going to take those Argos today. Like I said, maybe not the worst scenario. Robert's taking them too. Blake's going with the under here in this one. There's been a lot of over-under with these two. I think they're pretty evenly fit. I don't know. I do like Bajardo in this game, but you guys are liking Toronto and Chad Kelly. Hey, I get it. I mean, especially with Doxy here, Ungerer, Matal. They're all looking good, and Hicks is looking good out of the backfield. Had that big game last game with the 2 touchdowns against Calgary. So now
Final.
Edmonton here. I don't know, you guys. I might be. I don't want to sell this offense too short here in this one, but 62.5. Maybe it is getting up there a little bit.
Critical notice.
Again, if it wasn't for all the overs, and we're seeing it neutralize a little bit. Hey, we've got some breaking news right now coming to us in the WNBA. Sabrina Ionescu is out of today's game, just reported here now, and the line is starting to move in the favor of the Connecticut Sun. Ionescu will be out. Setu Sabali is already out of that game. Aaliyah Edwards out for the Sun. Griner is probable, but just into us here, the morning steam, Sabrina Ionescu is out of tonight's game, or I should say today. It's a noon, 1 p.m. start on the East Coast. So that just into us here on the morning steam. Okay, I'll take the under in this one with Toronto and Edmonton. I'm not abandoning the overs here just yet, but right now I'll go over in this one. Under. Okay, Saskatchewan is next, and they're taking on the Tiger Cats. 7.5, 55.5. Come on, Tiger Cats, wake up. The Tiger Cats can harass a guy like Trevor Harris here. We know he's been strong, but, they need the running game going, and they're a little bit thin, it feels like. They got Bertrand Hutton here, but I don't know. You do have for the Rough Riders here. This offense for Hamilton isn't scaring anybody, but maybe my man Woody could get it going here. But right now, this 3-game losing streak overall, not a great situation here. And this total, 55.5. I might be on another under in this one. Who knows? Let's see what you got here. Nuke is going to go with Hamilton here. So Nuke says Hamilton. All right. If Nuke's taking the sides, that means I got to take the total in this one. So. All right, this one actually is pretty close for me, but I am going to take the over in this one with Saskatchewan and Hamilton. I'll take the over here. Guess that's it for the show. Thank you, everybody. I had a great time making picks with you. Join us today here, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific, for the live companion stream with Mikey and Jeff. They're going to do a great job today. I'm sure Dylon will be with them here as well, so should be a great day there. All right. And also here, the golf underway. Man, what a round there for Scotty yesterday. He was my pick this week, remember, at 5-1. I said, this is where you want Scotty. Let's see if he can hang on here. Thank you, Nuke. Thank you, everybody. Happy birthday to Nuke, everybody. That's going to do it. I'll be back tomorrow with more Morning Steam. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long from Las Vegas.
I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9.